In other reports now, the number of Almajiri and out-of-school adolescent girls continues to rise in Nigeria. The government, now with the support of the United Nations Children's Education Fund, UNICEF, is working to reverse this trend by integrating them into the formal education system. Senior reporter Ibrahim Issa visited some communities in Sokoto State where many children are already receiving mentorship as well as vocational and digital training.
The rising number of Almajiri and out-of-school children has been a long-standing challenge in Nigeria. In rural communities, young boys roam the streets while many girls remain out of school. In Sokoto State, UNICEF and the Eleva Foundation, in collaboration with the government, have introduced targeted programs and policies to address this issue by reintegrating children into the formal education system.
You'd realize that 2,500 are currently enrolled in Quere, that is a community-based child protection center focusing on vocational skills training, digital literacy, but also looking at life skills education. As you move to Dangi Shuni, we have 1,653, combining both Almajiris as well as out-of-school adolescents girls.
It's actually a multi-sectoral center that provides different services for children, and the essence of this was given birth to as a result of the Almajiri out-of-school adolescent project, which is being supported by Eleva Foundation with regards to providing services for children that are in street situation, the Almajiri, and children that are out of school, the adolescent. UNICEF actually did a survey with regards to knowing the number of children that we have that are vulnerable, that are out of school and Almajiri.
Mariam Ibrahim, a 17-year-old girl who was once out of school, is now benefiting from the center's training and mentorship. She is learning a trade and aspires to become a medical practitioner.
We were first taught how to read and write. When we were good at it, they started giving us vocational trainings. Then those who have learnt trades, we being taught how to read and write.
While Mariam and other girls are optimistic about a better future, Almajiri children at Kalalawa community are also benefiting from the program. With support from their teachers and UNICEF experts, the children are acquiring both educational and vocational skills. Community leaders have welcomed the positive impact of the integration process.
As you can see, anytime the parents realize the officials are coming, they converge to welcome them because of the program they enroll their children in.
Abubakar Mustafa, a 17-year-old Almajiri, has started a shoemaking business after completing vocational training. He has since trained 4 of his peers and is now earning a steady income.
I
started learning the shoemaking business when I was an Almajiri, but now I am earning a steady income, and I am also teaching my friends on how to survive. In urban areas, out-of-school youth are receiving training in digital skills.
And one day, inshallah, this life will be a history for you.
Boys and girls are being provided with digital equipment to facilitate learning and prepare them for the digital economy. Sokoto's traditional institutions and the state government are committed to sustaining these programs.
Women have started showing ownership because it's their personnel supporting and taking ownership of this center.
The Ministry of Women Affairs, in collaboration with relevant civil society partners and with support from UNICEF, has verified and registered 249,523 vulnerable children, including 113,208 Almajiri boys and 136,315 out-of-school adolescent girls through a household survey and visit to Sangayas, where many Almajiri reside with their malams. The program also targets other vulnerable children, including survivors of gender-based violence (GBV), violence against children (VSA), and children in conflict with the law. Under the guidance of the Sultan of Sokoto, the Sultan Committee on Almajiri Reform developed a multi-sectoral intervention to address the vulnerabilities and risks faced by these 249,523 children. Despite progress in primary school enrollment in Sokoto State, 113,208 Almajiri boys remain outside family care, and 106,315 adolescent girls are still out of school.
There are two sets of Almajiri now. The ones that have schools, and then these IDPs came from various states and even Niger Republic, roaming the streets on the name of Almajiri, and they're not Almajiri. So the government now is directing the IDP department. We have an advisor. We're working with her now to make sure that we take them off the street so that people will not be confused.
The plight of Almajiri and out-of-school children has continued to be a challenge in Nigeria, and it is the same thing right here in Sokoto State. As you can see, most of these children suffer from poverty and lack of education. But UNICEF, alongside the governments, are working closely to provide a lasting solution to the problem. But as we leave Sokoto State, these young ones are hopeful of a brighter future. Ibrahim Isa, TVC News, Sokoto.